One of the new functions added to CRM is the 300 quotes and orders. CRM originally has a basic quotes and orders functionality, but now with the integration, we're able to use the Sage 300 quotes and orders functionality from within CRM, directly creating Sage 300 quotes and orders. From CRM, we can create a Sage 300 quote or order not only for Sage 300 customers, but even for Sage CRM companies that are not linked to Sage 300. You can do this in a couple of different ways. For unlinked CRM companies, you can create a quote or order from an opportunity. Just create an opportunity like normal, and when you're ready to create a quote or order, navigate to the quote or order tab on that opportunity. This would usually launch the basic CRM functionality, but with the 300 CRM integration installed, this area is replaced by a Sage 300 web screen that launches and allows us to create a Sage 300 quote or order. Another way to do this is by skipping the opportunity step entirely. You can instead go straight to the CRM company, and on the company summary screen, there are two new buttons, New Quote and New Order. Clicking these buttons will do the same as from the opportunity, launch the corresponding Sage 300 web screen to create the quote or order. But since we skipped the opportunity step, the system will also create an automated CRM opportunity to go along with the quote or order. For Sage 300 customers inside of CRM, we can do quotes and orders using the same methods, from an opportunity or from the company summary screen, which will generate an automatic opportunity. But we have an additional option to create a quote or order from the item inventory web screen. We can access this screen from the company summary screen, just like the new quote and new order buttons. This will launch the item inventory screen, which displays all items that are available to the customer. From this screen, we can also create a quote or order by selecting the item we want, and this will create an automated opportunity. When working with the quotes to orders web screens in CRM, there's been a lot of improvements over previous versions of the integration. Whether we are creating a quote or order for a Sage 300 customer or an unlinked CRM company record, we have access to the Sage 300 information such as Sage 300 item inventory. So we can add our items to the quote just like from Sage 300 application. We can also print out a confirmation document after posting our quote or order and email the confirmation using the Sage 300 SMTP settings and the default email address entered during our setup, or we can enter a manual email address as well. We can access the ship all and create invoice options from CRM, and there is support for prepayment and creating new ship to locations all from within CRM. So now let's take a look at the quotes to orders functionality in CRM after we have the integration installed. So with the integration installed, the normal quotes and orders functionality in CRM is replaced by a Sage 300 web screen. And there's a couple of ways that we can create quotes and orders for our companies now. Let's start by taking a look at a unlinked company, so a Sage CRM company that is not linked to anything in Sage 300. This company we can see here is not linked to 300 because I can see there is no 300 data on this company at all. So we don't have the Sage 300 customer or vendor ID number or anything like that in the summary or in the top content of my company. And also I don't have any of the Sage 300 tabs along the top, only the promote the Sage 300 option. So let's take a look at making a quote or order here and the two different ways that we can do that. So one way would be to go through the normal procedures that you would typically do in CRM, which is to go and create an opportunity for this company first of all. So I can go into my Opportunities tab and click on New Opportunity and make a new opportunity for this company. I'm just going to give it a name and some details. And then other required information such as the assigned user, and when we're going to close this opportunity. And then I'm going to save. So now with this opportunity created, I can click on the quotes or order tab on this opportunity to create the quote or order. Of course, the opportunity has the full normal CRM functionality as well. I can progress it using my workflow. I can add notes and communications and all kinds of things before I reach the point of creating the quote or order. But once I've gone to those points, I can click on the quotes option here, and this will open up the quotes web screen which will allow me to either see any existing quotes for this opportunity. There's none right now because it's a brand new opportunity. So I can create one by clicking the new quote button here. And this will allow me to create my quotes inside of the Sage 300 web screen here. So from here I can enter in my information about the quotes as well as my items. So let's add a couple of items here. And this is all information coming from Sage 300. So let's put in, let's say, buy 4 of these, and then post. So once it's been posted, we'll get a confirmation, and it's asking if we want to print this quote. If I say yes to print, it will allow me to print a copy of this. And depending on what browser you're using, you might get a pop-up being blocked, because to print this quote, it is a pop-up. So you'll see that I actually got a message saying that the pop-up was blocked. So I'm just going to say always allow pop-ups from CRM to make sure that it's not blocking these. So depending on your browser, you may have to disable pop-ups on your system to properly print out the quotes or orders. And there we go. Here is my printout. And I can save this or print it out to paper. And when I'm done with it, I can go ahead and close this tab to get back to my quotes in CRM. So I can close this screen. And there we go. We're taken back to our quote page. And now I have this quote I just created listed here. I can always open up the quote again to continue working on it if I need to make any changes or do anything from here. And what you can see is there will be a tab here called CRM Opportunity, and this will tell the system which opportunity in CRM this is linked to, and this will also allow me to send an email to the customer about this quote or order. And by default, there is a CC field as well. This CC field will include the email address that was entered during our setup for the integration. I didn't enter anything in there because it's not a required field, but if I did, it would automatically CC that address. So that is how we can create a quote for an opportunity. Order would be the exact same way. So let's take a look at creating a quote or order without making an opportunity first. So I'm going to go back into the company here. I'm just going to use 3G Homes, and again, this is a unlinked company. It's a CRM company only. And let's go ahead and make a order this time, but I'm going to skip the opportunity step. So to do that, on the actual company summary screen, there are 2 buttons here called New Quote and New Order. So I can choose New Order, and this will take me directly to the New Order screen. So it's going to skip the step of creating the opportunity. So I can go ahead and create the order just like I did with the quotes. So I can enter in information, I can add in my items and everything that I need here. So let's go ahead and put in information as well as the required information like the customer account set. And what you'll notice is if I click on the CRM Opportunity tab, you'll see that it's still linking it to a CRM opportunity. So there is information here. So what does that mean? Well, let's continue and finish this order first, and then we'll see what actually happened. So I'm going to go ahead and post this order. And just like before, we get a confirmation, and we can ask to print it or not. I can say no to this as well, you don't have to. And there you go, the order is created. But it says that this is for opportunity ID 1223 with this opportunity description of the same number. So what actually happens is now if I go back to the company, so let's just go back to the company summary to make sure we're still in the same company. Here we go, 3G Homes. If I click on opportunities now to see a list of opportunities, you'll see that here is the original one that I created before, and here is an automated opportunity that the system created to go along with that order. Because I skipped the step of creating the opportunity, the system actually creates one for me automatically. And if I open this up, you can see that this is actually a full-on opportunity, and we can work on it just like a normal opportunity in CRM. So now let's take a look at doing quotes to orders for a Sage 300 customer or a actual Sage CRM company that is linked to Sage 300. So to do so, I'm going to go ahead and search for a company that is a customer. So here we go, and open them up. And this is obviously a Sage 300 linked company because I have Sage 300 information here. So the easiest way to tell is taking a look at the top content. There will be Sage 300 information, such as the customer number and the Sage 300 company name, and also additional information in the summary of the company here as well. So we have the group code, tax code, and so forth. Not only that, we also have additional tabs on this record too because it is linked. So we have the AR inquiry tab, customer, and OE inquiry. To do quotes and orders for a linked company, we can do the exact same thing that we did for an unlinked company. We can create an opportunity and create quotes and orders linked to that opportunity, or we can do it straight from these buttons here on the summary, new quote and new order, and just like before, it will create a linked opportunity, an automated opportunity to go along with that. So there's no difference there in terms of going and creating the quotes and orders. But one difference is for a linked company is we have an additional option called item inventory. What this will do, if I click on this option, it will open up the item inventory screen, the IC item inventory, and this will allow me to see all the items that are available for this company depending on location and other settings here. So what I can do is see the list of items, and we can see there's all the information for the items here. There's quite a bit of items because there's 28 pages, but of course on the screen I can do various things like show additional items per page. So default is 10 items, but I could increase that to up to 100 items. So now I can have way more items on a single page. I'll set it back to 10 to make it easier to scroll. And I can also sort based on any of these options. So I can sort based on line item number here. I can sort based on description, location, and so forth. And I can take a look at the items. I can click on any of the item description and see information about it. So here's all the information about this particular item. And if I want to actually make a quote or order for any of these items, I can use this button right here, new quote or new order for any of the items. If the customer is interested in, let's say, ordering some of these bulletin boards, I can click on this button. And there we go. Here is the OE order entry. And I can go ahead and create the order. And the bulletin board is already on the list of items. So I can just go ahead and put in the quantity and whatever other information. And other information here, such as, well, the account set's already set. That's because this is a Sage 300 linked company already. And just like we saw before, when creating a quote or order from the summary screen, there will be a CRM opportunity already created. So we have a number in there already. And I can go ahead and enter this other information if I want to email that information over to the customer. If not, that's not required. So I can go ahead and finish up my order here and post. And I can, of course, print my confirmation. And once I'm done here, I can close all of this. And what we'll see is if I go back to the company, Mr. Ronald Black, I can see under the opportunities, there is a new opportunity created just now for that particular order. Of course, I can also go to OE inquiry, and I should be able to see the order from this area as well, viewing all orders or anything else. Although we'll talk about this area a little more coming up.